Bodhisattva mind. So I want to talk about first. We have already discussed about the causes of Bodhisattva mind. So 6 causes of Bodhisattva mind. So superior thought, which is the direct, extreme compassion and extreme loving kindness, which is the direct cause of Bodhisattva mind. And now what we have to do is we need to desire to achieve enlightenment. So we need strong conviction. We need conviction or strong desire to achieve enlightenment in order to help other beings or other sentient beings. So therefore, we need first, because we already have discussed about great compassion, great love, and superior thought, and now we are taking responsibility to how can help other people, and how can we do something to others. And therefore, in order to do this, first, because you cannot help other people if you are not strong enough mind, you know what I mean? So therefore, first you need strong conviction, which is combined with the wisdom, understanding why I need to achieve enlightenment, what purpose, and you need strong conviction, which is combined with the wisdom, and then you will realize that if you do not achieve enlightenment, or if you have not a strong enough mind, you cannot help others. So first you make sure you have strong enough mind, you have all these bodhicittas, informations, and a skillful mind, and you can help other people. So therefore, it is extremely important to first, we need conviction, It sounds like enlightenment is very far, but we all have Buddha nature, From Buddhist perspective, everyone have Buddha nature. Everyone have nature of the mind, The mind is clear from the beginningless. It is absolutely clear mind, and we have potential to achieve enlightenment. So it depends on the causes and conditions. So it means that we can first think about qualities of the Buddha, Lord Buddha's qualities of the Buddha's body, speech, and mind, So if you have, and then without purifying your mind, you can't help others, right? So first you need to purify your mind. First you need very strong mind, and you need to build this strong mind on the basis of the combination of the understanding the reason and the wisdom. So otherwise you cannot help others, right? So desire to achieve enlightenment is drawn by the Bodhisattva mind, right? For example, like we have a story in Tibet, we have lots of story in Tibet. In Tibet, there's a time in the famine, famine in Tibet, and one family, have many children, and all are dying, no food, no drinking. And the father has responsibility to save the lives of the children. So father went out and he found, little piece of meat, meat, just little tiny piece of meat. And he bring back and he thought, oh, this is not enough to share with all my families, I cannot, because I'm very weak and I can't walk, And then first he thought, so he found a piece of, meat. And he thought maybe I can save my children and family, but this is too small and not enough for everyone. And then he thought, oh, this will not help. Maybe I should eat all this meat, make myself stronger, and I can go outside. And then what happened is then he eat all this small piece of meat, and he became stronger and go outside and working hard and bring food and satisfy all the family. So similarly, this is just like example. So you can make a strong enough mind. It means if you have desire to help others, right, and which is not like blind faith. We are just on the basis of the understanding of the realities, on the basis of the combination of the wisdom. Then you can make your mind more stronger. And then you can help other sentient beings, right? So this is the desire to achieve enlightenment, right? Now here, actual bodhicitta, right? Actual bodhicitta. So these 6 causes bring you actual result, bodhicitta. So we in Tibet we call 2 rivers, 2 rivers, 2 rivers, very powerful rivers, combined together make more stronger, right? So there are 2. Especially Indian Master Shantideva was the way of the meditation and the bodhicitta mind is exchanging oneself to other, right? So we are exchanging oneself to other. So first there are like thinking, thinking self and other same, right? And second is we are thinking that there are many faults, disadvantages of this self-judging mind. And third, we are thinking there are many advantages of the judging others. And fourth, actual practice of exchanging oneself to others. And fifth is giving and taking meditation on the breathing exercise. So this is a special Shantideva text, So previous river and this river combined together, make more stronger combination, isn't it? So, and now when we talk about the exchanging self to other, isn't it? This does not mean you become other become you, right? It means we need to change the attitude, mental attitude, changing our idea, attitude. So because changing attitude means that thinking, your idea change, your idea change. So your idea change means if you are very selfish, you will change this idea, If you are very, like angry person, you will change this idea. If you are very jealous, you will change this idea, So it means changing means changing your idea, changing your idea, right? Idea. So that means idea of the self-judging. So judging. Then next question is why you need to change this idea, right? So then next one comes, right? Because there are many disadvantages of this self-judging mind, self-judging mind bring many disadvantages. This self-judging mind is just like fire, Start with fire, little fire, getting bigger and bigger, like that. Just like, like butcher, butcher will kill you. This mind will kill all your good qualities. This one will kill your friends. If you are very selfish, there are many problems there's no harmonious in the family, because of self-judging mind. The people are, fighting and all this. If you look very, very carefully, all these are coming from the self-judging mind, And self-judging mind is like, disease, chronic disease. The self-judging mind, isn't it? So it's kind of like, self-judging mind is just like chronic disease, and we see many disadvantages. So if you think more, many disadvantages of the judging mind. And many are. Then next comes, so I recognize self-judging mind, as well as I recognize, how many, pain, suffering, disadvantage bringing from this self-judging mind. Now, thinking, many advantages of judging others, it comes next. If you care other, it automatically caring yourself, isn't it? If you are not selfish, if you are a kind person, if you are very gentle, you can have more people, make friends with people, and people are very happy with you, and you are happy because you have good friends and many things like that, isn't it? So thinking many advantage of judging others, right? Because advantage of judging others means what we are looking is, really, not looking just temporary peace. We are looking, ultimate, happiness, right? Ultimate happiness. It's not temporary peace, just comes and goes, it not last long. But what we are looking is, we are looking temporary, lasting happiness to cut this pain, suffering from this samsara, this what we call, Buddhists call it samsara. Samsara means the cycle of existence, just, it never ends the problem, It just, so we are trying to cut the root of problem, ultimately, So therefore, we think that if you develop compassion for others, and developing patience, and it will help you to achieve ultimate goal, That's the temporarily you have some difficult, but it is worthwhile to do this, right? If you, this is just like, if you are only thinking temporary, temporary happiness, then this is very good example in the Buddha, said in the sutra. You have, like this, you like honey, right? I like honey, right? There's the honey on the, razor, or the sharp razor, there's honey, You really want to test the honey, but honey is on the sharp razor. If you touch your tongue, it will cut you, right? Honey is very sweet, but you touch the sharp razor, it will cut your tongue. So this is very similar, If we are thinking long, term, or the wider perspective, then may have difficult. But if you're looking far side, worthwhile, then you can do it, isn't it? So this is the thinking many advantage of judging others, really. Just we can see the advantage, not have to go too far, right? If you're a very kind, gentle person, more people will come, and if you're very selfish, nobody wants it with you. Very clear, you're selfish. Probably nobody wants to be with you because everyone says, "Oh, so selfish, I don't want to stay with this person." Just don't have to. Just we see, very clear, isn't it? So similarly, and so next we are what? Then if we are thinking advantage of judging other, then this will come to the next is actual practice of, this exchanging oneself to other. Now actual practice means, now how can I change this mind, right? How can I change this mind? Right now my mind is, this dominated by all this negative seed, afflictive emotions. And then if you ask question, how can I change this mind? Then Shantideva said, we can change our mind, because we can change our mind because there are many skills, there are many teachings, and also mind nature is not permanent, it's just changing momentarily. It's nature of mind change, right? So nature of mind change, and we are not familiar with doing these things, right? If you are doing with something you want, you are very familiar with something, whatever you do, every day, every week, it's, finally all this comes to your mind naturally, it's spontaneous, right? So it means, because we are not used to be thinking about this practice or this Shanti Devas, So here is very, very good. For example, like if you constantly think about negative, right? You used nine reasons like this. If you think about, you may have one enemy, right, in your life, right? You have enemy. And then you can think, oh, you consider he or she is my enemy, right? I'm giving you an example, I don't know. Enemy, enemy. So he or she, and then you use this first maybe thing, if enemy is he, and then you thinking in your attitude or mind is thinking, oh, this man did very bad thing in the past, he did very bad, he or she do very bad thing in the past. Right now, if the enemy is doing bad things for me, will do in the future. Okay, you use these three reasons, right? And then next, oh, not only me, but he will harm my friend in the past. And right now, continually, he will harm my friend. And future, he will harm my friends, right? And then next, oh, this, your enemy, right? Your enemy, oh, he will, help my enemies. He will help my enemies, your enemies. And he will, in the past, in also present, he and will help enemy in the future. So if you use this 9 reasons, what happened? Habituation, you're building up, and maybe you can't sleep, right? And nighttime, maybe thinking all these 9 reasons, and even you heard the name of the person, you get angry, right? And you get frightened because you're using all this, just using this is a very good example, my great master, using these 9 examples, you use, right? So my enemy heard in the past will, right now is harming and will, and friend Sam, and then the enemy is helping to my enemy, and then we'll have right now, and then thinking this will build habituation, imprint. And that imprint, this is like habit, your mind is habituation. Not mind, your mind not used to be thinking bodhicitta, your mind is thinking all this negative, negative, building up. You heard the name of the person, you get angry, But one day, maybe enemy say little good things to you. Oh, not too bad, Oh, I thought say something good to you, but before, oh, you use all these 9 reasons and build up and get angry, when you heard the name. But one day enemy said to you, oh, something nice to you, right? And then you think, oh, it's not too bad, Then all these, before, losing a little bit negative. And eventually, maybe he's not that too bad, maybe he will help. Maybe he will help in the future, So this is mind is like that. So similarly, if we switch off this mind to other, like thinking, if you are thinking about bodhicitta mind, if you are meditating about, then your mind is happy, like this. Whatever when we think about negative habituation, it just is spontaneous, habituation. So similarly, if we switch off that, it is possible we will change. So the actual practice of changing mental attitude means now you have all these informations, right? Previously, thinking self and other are same, And then you use many disadvantages, many disadvantages, the result of the self-judging mind, and many advantages of the judging others, and actual practice of exchanging oneself to other. So actual practice is just now, as I mentioned, this how can we change this mind, and then giving and taking meditation. So first you the breathing exercise. Taking pain, suffering, and then become pure, and then you give. So this is the Shanti. There was 5 technique, and we will combine this together, right? To this previous 6 Bodhicitta course. Recognize our sentient being the mother, remembering the kindness of him, repaying the kindness of the mother, right? And create love, create compassion, superior thought. So if we combine this together, then we will achieve Bodhicitta mind. Now the Bodhicitta, the direct cause of Bodhicitta mind is spontaneous, without effort. So you see all this Bodhicitta mind is spontaneously, if day and night, spontaneously your mind, day and night, spontaneously your mind, how can I say, your mind is influenced by this desire to achieve enlightenment, comes naturally, So then Bodhicitta mind. So this is the Bodhicitta mind. Okay, now here, this on the root text, right? We have in this ornament of clarification, this said, my generation is the wish for complete enlightenment for the benefit of others. Just as in the sutra, the one and other are example explained briefly and extensively. So there are, remember we have wishing bodhicitta, right? Wishing bodhicitta. It's just like wish, prayer, wish to liberate all beings from the pain and suffering. And now the engaging bodhicitta mind is not only wishing, but we have to take responsibility. We take the Bodhisattva vows and engage with this 6 perfections. And now we have in this what we call in the commentary, right? In the commentary, there are 22 examples of the Bodhicitta mind, which goes with the 22 examples of the Bodhicitta. So here in this commentary of the Gyatso Rinpoche, there are 22 examples of the Bodhicitta. So first is the ornament of clarification. So it is said that as for this, right? Earth, gold, moon and fire, treasure, jewel mine, ocean, Vajra, mountain, medicine, spiritual teacher, wish fulfilling gem, sun, song, king, storehouse, great path, riding excellent horse, spring water, lute, river, and cloud. Thus, there are 22 aspects of Bodhicitta mind. Right. So this will go with 5 minor parts. Right. So this earth is the foundation, like the path of accumulation, divided into small, medium, and great. So the earth, gold, earth like Bodhicitta mind, gold like Bodhicitta mind, moon like Bodhicitta mind, go with path of accumulation, 3 categories of path of accumulation. And then fire like bodhicitta mind go to the path of preparation, because it will burn, fire will burn. So it started burning, afflictive emotion. And then treasure like bodhicitta mind to go with the path of seeing. And then so jewel mind like bodhicitta mind, which goes to the second bhumi. And ocean like bodhicitta mind goes with the third bhumi. And Vajra like bodhicitta mind goes with fourth bhumi. And mountain like bodhicitta mind goes with fifth bhumi. And medicine like bodhicitta mind goes with six bhumis, six bhumis. So this goes with six perfections: perfection of generosity, perfection of morality, perfection of patience, perfection of joyful effort, perfection of concentration, perfection of wisdom, realizing emptiness. This goes with six perfections. Plus, then spiritual teacher like bodhicitta mind goes with the seventh bhumi, perfection of skillful. And wishful feeling bodhicitta mind goes with perfection of the aspiration, eight bhumi, right? And the gem like bodhicitta goes with the perfection of the strengthen, nine bhumi. And then 10 bhumi is called 10 bhumi is perfection of primordial wisdom. Primordial wisdom. And then this 10, and we have song like bodhicitta mind, king like bodhicitta mind, storehouse like bodhicitta mind, great path like bodhicitta mind, excellent writing like bodhicitta mind, spring river like bodhicitta mind, lute like bodhicitta mind, river like bodhicitta mind, cloud like bodhicitta mind, goes with this 10 bhumi, So it's called the ornament of realization. So all these different kinds of bodhicitta mind goes with the. So it means like bodhicitta mind is all looks like waxing moon. Bodhicitta mind is like sun. Bodhicitta mind is like ocean. Bodhicitta mind is kind of like all these river, and therefore these in the Gyaltsar Rinpoche text here. So these 22 examples of the bodhicitta mind. So we have all the information about bodhicitta mind, right? Six causes of the bodhicitta mind, and the second exchanging of the bodhicitta mind. So we combine this together, make 11 practice, right? 11 practice. Combine this 5, 6 plus 5, combined together 11 meditations. So Shantideva, especially in the technique, is the exchanging oneself to other. So it's more difficult. This exchanging oneself to other is the more difficult. So therefore, if you feel want to combine together, it's up to you. If you want separate, doesn't matter. Practice. This is the bodhicitta mind. So therefore, when we talk about the bodhicitta mind, it's kind of like sounds very easy, right? Not easy to develop, right? Right? If you have bodhicitta mind, then you're really happy, No depression, no problem. Guarantee you, I will guarantee you, 100%. If you have bodhicitta mind, you have no problem with other people, right? You're happy. So therefore, it means that in order to develop this mind, we need to familiar with these kind of things. Like, if you are not familiar, then if you don't know the qualities, if you have not enough instruction, then it's difficult to afflictive emotions, all this temporary negative mind, off school to see this primordial wisdom, right? So therefore, what we usually, from what we call Buddhist, we call everyone have the basis of the nature of the mind, isn't it? Basis of the nature of the, we call the nature nirvana, It is completely pure, excellent from the beginningless. This is the base. On the basis of this natural nature nirvana, initially stage, then we have to practice. Practice initially stage. We have base, if there was no base, pointless, we will not get the result. But there is something base, which is natural nirvana. It's natural nirvana is completely, primordial wisdom. Remember primordial. Remember in the Dzogchen we call the Rigpa means awareness. But because when wisdom analyzes, right, then we will distinguish ordinary mind and Rigpa, Because ordinary minds are temporary, nature impermanent, fluctuating. Rigpa is completely empty of this one. It will remain there for everlasting. If we possess the Rigpa, This is why Dzogchen called, remember? Dzogchen called re-enlightened, reawakened. Because this Rigpa we possess from the beginningless time, but all this negative mind, temporarily unable to see the Rigpa. So when we practice, then we regain seeing all this, awakened mind. And this is reawakened, or re-enlightenment, So this is what we are Dzogpa Chambo, in the Nyingma tradition. It's the same, primordial wisdom is kind of like possess all the times. But through practice, we have to recognize. If you are not practiced, you will not recognize it. So it's just like your mind is like pure water, You know what happened? Water can make many things, right? Water, We can make tea. I like cappuccino, we can make cappuccino. We can make, whatever. Water make many things, right? Water, when you mix water with coffee, tea, green tea. I don't like green tea anyway. Green tea. So mind is just like, this water, we're making many things, right? When mind turns into the negative, then you can be, anger, then angry mind, jealousy mind, pride mind, ignorance mind. Just like tea, coffee, all this base is water. No water, no tea, no coffee, right? So similarly, if there's no base, we can't achieve our goal, right? So base is already there, okay. It's called nature nirvana or primordial wisdom is the base. On this base, initially stage when we practice, then we will open and see these beautiful things, See this beautiful mind. So when we talk about the seeing the mind, we're not talking about our ordinary mind, like ordinary mind every day we see, ordinary mind is kind of like fluctuating. It's not like most ordinary mind is not combined with the wisdom, Ordinary mind is not combined with the wisdom. So therefore, it means that when we heard the name of the Bodhisattva, it even dispelled many negative states, right? I'm not joking, really. When we heard the, just name of the dependent arising, it will dispel thousands negative states. It's said by Lama Tsongkhapa. Lama Tsongkhapa is not telling lying. Great master, and then even we do not understand But when we heard the name of the, emptiness, or name of the dependent arising, name of the, bodhicitta, it will dispel many, many negative states. There's no question about we studying and we are meditating here. We are thinking, how much this will purify our mind. You know what I mean? When we talk about purifying our mind, it's not like seeing external object. Right? When we talk of purifying mind, it's not like seeing external object. The external object, then we can see, shape, distinguish shape, color, But purifying mind is not. It is. How can I say? It is kind of like we carry the mind, carry the mind. So mind is not physical, It's kind of like feeling, isn't it? So you can feel it, right? When you purify the mind, you can feel. You can feel means you can feel kind of bliss, and your body become more light, more flexible, I mean, these are. So what we have here, Shantideva is talking about this is Shantideva, his main practice. So Shantideva practice, is the practice, and then he composed this text. And if we study, and if we think, and if we meditate, we will definitely get there. We have Buddha nature, everyone has Buddha nature, everyone has Buddha seed. We have to open the Buddha seed, Do not waste your Buddha seed. It is just like precious. You have precious thing, but you are not using the precious thing, If such a wonderful precious thing you have, if you are not using people think, if you have very expensive, treasure in your house, under the house, and not using this treasure, that's very silly, you know what I mean? If you have very precious treasure in your house, then this will, dispel all your problems. If you don't use, treasure will stay there forever. So similarly, right, that we have all this very good opportunity to open this nature mind, this primordial wisdom, because we have all this teaching, teaching Bodhicitta mind, and this will open, what I mean? Will not blocking your. When the mind block, right? We used to say in Tibet, if you the narrow mind, block everything. Narrow mind is here, very, very small mind. And not open like space. You should we should open our mind like space, right? If we think is space, plenty, plenty of space. There are plenty, you look from different aspects, right? Different skills. So therefore, so this is the Shantideva teaching. Okay, any questions?
How do we distinguish the ordinary mind from Rigpa?
Ordinary mind, wisdom distinguish, right? Your wisdom distinguish between ordinary mind and Rigpa. Rigpa is, we call good sangha, Tibetan, samanda bara, always good. Samanda, good sangha means all good sangha, Tibetan. Or sometimes good sangha means all good. So Rigpa is all good from the beginning, no bad, good sangha. Already there, but we have to reopen the Rigpa, re-enlighten. This is what is often called reawaken or re-enlightenment. Remember? Because ordinary mind, we not distinguish ordinary mind and Rigpa, and then all this Rigpa is influenced by the ordinary mind. Then we are not seeing the Rigpa awareness. And we are not seeing the Rigpa, and then we are fluctuating the mind. More we see the Rigpa, mind become more stable, more firm.